Pay attention, because this is crucial. You've probably convinced yourself that she's completely unaffected by your absence, that she's moved forward without even glancing back. But here's what's really happening. She's feeling everything. That silence? It's working on her mind in ways you'd never imagine. Initially, she'll put on a brave face, acting as though your disappearance means nothing. But when nobody's watching, the walls come down. And here's the game changer. It's not just the quiet that makes her crave your presence. It's what unfolds afterward. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will show you exactly how to navigate this situation and make your absence impossible for her to ignore. Sign 1. The casual check-in messages. Begin. She swore to herself she wouldn't reach out. She convinced herself that maintaining radio silence would give her the upper hand, that she was perfectly content moving forward alone. But then something shifts. Her thumb hovers over your name repeatedly. Days turn into weeks, and the resistance starts crumbling. When she finally breaks, it's never straightforward. You won't see "I've been thinking about you," or "maybe I was wrong." Instead, she disguises it brilliantly. "Something random made me think of you today." A seemingly innocent conversation starter. A heart reaction on a photo you posted months ago. Translation: she's checking if you've forgotten she exists. A question about something trivial she already knows the answer to. She's testing the waters emotionally, searching for signs that you'll engage. Respond immediately, and watch her suddenly become distant again because she got the validation she needed. But keep your response measured, or don't respond at all. That's when her anxiety multiplies. This reveals everything. If you genuinely meant nothing to her, these breadcrumbs wouldn't exist. The moment she realizes you're truly gone, her ego suffers, and that's precisely when she starts attempting to reel you back in. Sign 2. Her social media activity explodes. Notice how right after you disappear, her posting frequency skyrockets. This isn't random. When someone misses you but refuses to admit it, they create indirect attention magnets. She wants you watching without having to swallow her pride and text you directly. The evidence appears everywhere. Stunning selfies that seem strategically designed to showcase how well she's doing. Vague captions like "growth season" or sometimes "letting go" is the blessing. Just ambiguous enough to make you wonder. Song lyrics about heartbreak or longing that feel oddly specific. Throwback pictures from happier times you shared, posted randomly, and, well, content about relationships, healing, or personal transformation that seems aimed directly at you. Sometimes she'll even post photos with other guys. Before you assume she's moved on, understand this. It's a deliberate provocation designed to spark jealousy and force your hand. Here's the critical part. The less you react, the more it torments her. When her usual buttons don't work anymore, she starts feeling like she's lost her grip on you entirely. Sign 3. Mutual friends become her information source. When she's missing you, but, just a bit too stubborn for direct contact, she gets a bit creative. Suddenly, your mutual friends start fielding questions like, "How's he been lately? Is he dating someone new?" But the question behind the question is always, "Is he doing fine without me?" She wants evidence that you're struggling, checking her profiles, or, well, maybe even attempting contact. But when she discovers you're thriving in her absence, that's the moment it truly stings. She anticipated you'd be pining, waiting, or at the very least showing some reaction to losing her. Instead, you're calm and unbothered, which absolutely drives her crazy. In her mind, genuine care should translate to visible longing. Now the doubts flood in. Did I not matter as much as I thought? Has he already replaced me? The second these thoughts take root, the power dynamic completely inverts. She's no longer controlling the narrative. You are. Sign 4. The coincidental encounters start happening. This is where things get fascinating. If she knows your regular spots, your gym, favorite cafe, the places you spend time, you might suddenly start seeing her there. Coincidence? Absolutely not. She's calculated this perfectly. By appearing, looking incredible and radiating confidence, she forces you to acknowledge her existence. She'll act surprised when your paths cross, but honestly, make no mistake, she knew exactly what she was doing. Now that you understand these patterns, you're equipped to handle them in a way that preserves your self-respect and maintains your position of strength. Remember, actions always reveal more than words ever could. So, stay alert to these subtle signals she's broadcasting. Sign 5. Regret starts slipping through the cracks. When someone genuinely misses you, they begin showing signs they want reconciliation without stating it outright. Maybe she posts something about learning from mistakes. Perhaps she texts you about a random memory you created together. Or suddenly, out of nowhere, I miss our conversations. The biggest indicator? She apologizes even if it's subtle. Looking back, I could have handled that differently. I don't think I truly appreciated what we had. This isn't how I wanted things to end. At this stage, her pride is dissolving. She's realizing what she's lost. The real question becomes, will you give her another opportunity? That's entirely your decision. However, if you want to maintain her wondering, the most effective strategy is leaving her in uncertainty. When a woman truly grasps that she lost someone valuable, that realization never completely fades. Final thoughts on the power of absence. By now, you understand the psychology driving what happens when you create distance. Silence carries immense power, but only when wielded correctly. Stay controlled, stay unbothered, and let her actions communicate what words never could. Because when she genuinely misses you, you won't need to wonder. Her behavior will tell you everything. Sign 6. Emotional instability takes over. Initially, she acted like nothing happened. She maintained her composure, creating the illusion that losing you left no mark on her life. But gradually, something transforms. The reality of your absence starts penetrating her consciousness, and she doesn't possess the tools to process it. She told herself she was resilient enough to move forward quickly. She might have even convinced herself that cutting contact was her best decision. But, emotions don't simply evaporate. The deeper her connection to you ran, the more intense her emotional turbulence becomes when she realizes she can no longer access you. Her behavior becomes unpredictable. One moment, she's posting cheerful selfies, surrounded by friends, desperately trying to prove to everyone, especially herself, that she's never been better. The next moment, everything shifts. She might become argumentative with friends or family, or explode over minor inconveniences that previously wouldn't have registered. Maybe she shows frustration about issues seemingly unrelated to you, but deep down, everything connects to the emotional turmoil she's experiencing. Here's what's particularly revealing. If you ever encounter her or have any indirect interaction, you might notice her acting cold or dismissive. She might even snap at you without provocation. This might make you believe she doesn't care anymore. But the truth? If she truly didn't care, she wouldn't react emotionally whatsoever. A woman who's genuinely moved on won't feel compelled to prove anything. She won't go out of her way to appear distant, post cryptic messages, or attempt to trigger jealousy. The fact that she's emotionally volatile or easily irritated clearly indicates she's experiencing something profound, but, just refuses to acknowledge it. This is where the power balance shifts dramatically. While she's losing control over her emotions, you remain calm, focused, and in command of your own life. That imbalance, it's absolutely driving her crazy. Sign 7. She haunts your regular spots. One of the most obvious signs a woman misses you is when she suddenly materializes in places she knows you frequent. You might be tempted to label it coincidence, but it never is. A woman genuinely trying to move forward will, actively avoid places that trigger memories of you. She won't deliberately seek out locations that resurrect the past. However, when she misses you and feels the weight of your absence, she, attempts to recreate those previous moments. Suddenly, she's showing up at places you visit all the time, even if she never seemed interested before. If you have, say, a favorite coffee shop, she might just start popping up there regularly. Or, if you're always at the gym, she might, coincidentally join as well. When there's a gathering with mutual friends, she makes sure she's there. She might even go as far as orchestrating an accidental encounter at the grocery store she never shops at, or at an event you happen to be attending. She wants you to notice her, that's for sure. She starts dressing more carefully than usual, hoping you'll see her and maybe, feel something. She acts like she's having the time of her life, even though, honestly, she's secretly keeping an eye on your reactions. What she's really doing is reminding you that she's still around, still present in your world. Deep down, she wants confirmation that she still has an effect on you. The crucial element here is your reaction. If you approach her, act excited, or show that you care, she wins the psychological game. But if you stay calm and composed, you, quite simply, keep absolute control. Sign 8. Subtle hints of unhappiness start appearing. When a woman misses you but is, just too proud to vocalize it, she subtly reveals that she's not thriving as much as she pretends. At first, she projects strength, posting pictures looking happy, spending time with friends, making her life appear better than ever. But over time, the facade cracks. She posts melancholic song lyrics that feel uncomfortably personal. She shares quotes about losing something valuable or lessons about regret. And she uploads pictures of old places you visited together without any explanation. These are breadcrumbs she's strategically dropping, hoping you'll notice and, well, reach out. Deep down, she doesn't want to be the one breaking the silence. She wants you to do it so she can tell herself that you were the one who couldn't resist, that you were still consumed with thoughts of her. Here's where true power reveals itself. The longer you let her marinate in that regret, the more she realizes she was the one who made the mistake. At that point, she faces a choice: swallow her pride or lose you permanently. Sign number 9. The jealousy games begin. When a woman desperately misses you, but is frustrated that you haven't pursued her, she might, well, weaponize jealousy. She may post pictures with another guy, hoping you'll see. Or maybe she casually mentions dating someone new to a mutual friend, knowing that the information will make its way back to you. Sometimes she'll even flirt publicly, just hoping it triggers a reaction. Here's what you must understand. If she were genuinely over you, she wouldn't need to prove anything at all. The fact that she's going out of her way to make sure you see her with another man. It's not about moving forward. It's really about manipulation. She wants to gauge whether you still care. In fact, she's testing whether she can extract any emotional reaction from you. The worst possible move? Taking the bait. If you display jealousy, text her, or react emotionally, she'll know she still controls you. The optimal response? Remain unbothered. The more she realizes her tactics aren't working, the more frustrated she becomes. And that's when the tables genuinely turn. Sign 10. She finally surrenders and reaches out directly. This is, the culminating stage. After all the social media theatrics, indirect hints, and failed jealousy attempts, she realizes, well, none of it is working. That's when she does what she swore she'd never do. She reaches out directly. Initially, it might appear casual, something like, "Hey, how have you been? Just wanted to check in." Or, she might send a seemingly accidental text. But the reality is, she's been consumed with thoughts of you constantly. The question becomes, what will you do next? If you handle this moment correctly, she'll miss you more intensely than she ever anticipated. Sign 11. Every man gets compared to you. When a woman truly misses you, but attempts to move on, she might start seeking someone to fill your void. At first, she tells herself she's ready for new connections. She downloads dating apps, goes on dates, maybe even starts talking to someone new. But here's where everything backfires. The more she interacts with other men, the more she realizes they pale in comparison to you. Why? Well, it's because you left an emotional imprint she simply cannot erase. At first, she tries ignoring it. She tells herself, "I just need time to get to know this person. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I just miss companionship, not specifically him." But eventually, the comparisons hit harder. His humor doesn't match yours. He doesn't understand her the way you did. Conversations feel forced, awkward, or, even a bit superficial. Then she realizes something even more devastating. It's not just the guy who's different, she's different too. When she was with you, she experienced something specific, a deep emotional resonance. Now she's trapped in shallow interactions that just don't bring the same fulfillment. Sign 12. Nostalgia becomes her constant companion. When a woman desperately misses you, she starts residing in the past. She scrolls through old photographs of you together, watches videos you created, and remembers inside jokes that only made sense between the two of you. What does this accomplish? It intensifies her emotional attachment to you. Suddenly, random songs trigger memories of you. A particular scent resurrects old moments. She passes by a place you both cherished, and it hits her like a wave. At first, she might attempt to conceal these feelings, but regardless of how hard she tries, she cannot escape the nostalgia. And here's what's particularly interesting. She starts associating you with the happiest times in her life. The deeper this feeling grows, the more impossible it becomes for her to detach from you emotionally. And if she reaches out, it won't simply be because she misses you. It'll be because she cannot tolerate the thought of not having you in her life anymore.